Hey everyone. So, you know how it goes when you have technical difficulties. My phone decided to what? Restart itself right before I went on. Oh my God, it's so crazy. How's everyone doing? Welcome to Brunch with Diva, episode 2. Yes. I'm so happy that you guys are here. And I'm so excited to talk to my guest today. Some of you may know her. It's Lexi, Mom Hustle Bustle. Oh my God, I love that name. We're going to find out how she came up with that because, I'm always interested to know how people come up with their names. And, hey, Morgan. And I'm going to bring her on here, like right now. Let's get her going. All right. So while we're waiting, oh, well, here she is.
Hey,
Hey, how
here.
are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I was just telling everybody that, of course, right before I go live, my phone wanted to restart.
It's literally that's the worst thing that can happen.
I thought that was the craziest thing. I'm like, are you kidding me?
And so I was like, actually messaging. I'm like, are you there? You there?
No. Well, you know what? I tell you, what is live without technical difficulties?
Exactly. Just
So it's all good. So how are you today? How's your day going so far?
pretty good. Pretty good. I've been pretty productive. I working on my list.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's actually
See?
me focused a little.
Yes. Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, you know what? If we practice things for so long, they just become habit.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, that's why I wrote the list before bed because I knew if I woke up and if I didn't have it ready to go, I wouldn't have.
Right.
So
Oh, well, I'm so glad that you took that little tip and used it. That's awesome sauce.
I did.
Well, I'm so glad that you are my second guest on Brunch with Diva.
Thank you. I'm excited.
I'm I'm excited to let people know all about Lexi.
All about me.
So
Okay.
first, of course, I have to ask the question. How did you come up with your IG
So my handle, okay, so it actually was originally stay at home mom hustle and bustle. Um,
handle?
so because I'm a stay at home mom and it's all about the hustle and bustle, trying to make a dime, support my family and my own mental health. It's really important to me. But then I ended up cutting it off and making it just mom hustle and bustle because I know someday I will go back to, my intended career. So I ended up chopping it so I wouldn't have to change it later.
Oh, okay. And speaking of your intended career, what might that be?
So I'm also a psychology major. So I was working with children ages 3 to 21 with any mental health diagnoses, disabilities, um,
Right.
all different. I did in-home behavior therapy and training kids. So my plan is to go back eventually for my master's in social work and get into, being a clinician for that and counseling.
I think that's great. I think that that's what you should do. Eventually, once you got the kids where they're kind of self-sufficient.
Right, right. Yeah, once they're more in school, that's my plan. Like a couple when my son's, getting into preschool, then start my master's program. And then
Right.
because that's always been the goal is to be a counselor. So, and then I never planned to work with, nonverbal populations, but that's actually like my favorite thing to do. So,
Oh, really?
hmm
That's really cool. I didn't know that part. I didn't know that part at all. Well, us psychologists majors. Because I think my ultimate goal um, is to work with LGBTQ youth.
Right, right. I
You
did
know,
a little bit of that, which was awesome too. I mean,
yeah.
there's such a need. Like,
Uh-huh.
expect it, but there's such a need.
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't think there is, but oh my God, there really is a huge need for that. I mean, a huge need for them to have the outlet.
Right, right.
Yeah. So, while we're on the subject of your kids, you're a posh mom. So how do you just make it all work?
I'm still trying to figure that out. honestly,
Aren't we all?
I mean, I'm doing lists. I always try and like schedule, but it just doesn't, I don't know. I try and like prioritize the things I need to do, but the problem is my list is just never ending and I'm always adding to it and adding more to my plate. So one thing I've been trying to work on for myself is actually, saying like this has to wait, this has to wait or other
Mhm.
even as much as I love helping other people, but sometimes it's hard for me to put myself before other, like I always want to help. So having to kind
Right.
of set boundaries and the times that like I can be engaging with my friends, like, and also trying to dedicate that time to my kids because that's like the whole reason why, I'm doing this, I mean,
Mhm.
it was initially to, support them and I'm staying home and, but I mean, they're the bulk of it. And then it just turned into being for my mental health, like reselling like this, all of this just like saved my life. So it really did.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, I just think as moms, I mean, you know, there is no perfect book for us to read and go through and flip through and be like, oh, here it is, that chapter.
Yes,
You know,
it's
I just
for,
think that, as with everything in life, every is trial and error.
for sure.
We do, and then we do what we can. Lists do help though, planning and scheduling,
Yeah.
that helps.
Yeah.
But even then, sometimes life happens and you have something unexpected come up.
Right, right. Yeah, so really, I don't know. I don't honestly, I don't know how I don't have a set schedule or anything, but I mean, just trying to like stick in with the days and working in between my kids and their nap schedules.
Right, right, right. And my little friend is so cute. Oh
Oh,
my
oh, oh
goodness.
my gosh, you and Morgan, you guys are her best friends.
And we love that. So we love that.
She's like,
So
"Yeah,
I know that I was just on your show last night on
go."
reseller retail.
Reality.
So, oh, reality. I'm sorry, reseller retail. Look, but reseller reality.
Yeah.
So I had a blast. I had a very good
I felt like
time.
such a dud. I know I told you that, but I did. I felt like I don't know. I was tired, and normally I get like a wind of energy, and I was just like kind of like. But I still had fun. I just feel like I didn't get to like show you up the way I wanted to.
Oh, girl, please. We bounce off each other. That's how we work.
I know. I just do.
So how did you get started with that? Let everybody know. I kind of know, but let's
Yeah.
tell the story again.
Reseller reality. It was during one of the Team Pizza Challenge. Actually, there was a challenge one day to go live, and so me and Trish popped on. Me and Trish fan 99, we popped on together, and we were like, let's just do it. And it ended up being like one of my most viewed things on Instagram at the time. So I loved it. It was just like an instant passion because I love to talk to people and I love to talk in general. And it was just, I don't know, it's comfortable for me. It's never been uncomfortable to kind of go live or anything like that. So I was like, maybe I should just start doing this weekly. And I just started doing it. And now I'm actually booked out through October and I'm booking into November now.
Oh, I know. And see, I'm so happy. And like I just think that's awesome because things like this should be done. Just putting a spotlight on other resellers. And that's kind of, what I wanted to do with Brunch with Diva. I just felt like this was kind of a cool time slot. And, people may be on lunch or ready to take a break and they can come have brunch with Diva.
Yeah.
And, just put the spotlight on resellers like yourself because, there are other things going on beside reselling.
Exactly, exactly. And I mean, I've even learned through the series, like I've learned different like side hustles from some of the people I've had on, like Deanna with her, designing t-shirts on Amazon.
Yes, yes.
People that, buy domains as passive income and resell them later. Like I've learned
Oh
so
my God.
many.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yes, I didn't know that either. I'm learning through, but that's the thing. Like, so the people I have on, I'm always trying to look for them. Like, what are they doing that's different? Like, because
Right.
I mean, there's so many resellers out there, but I'm like, what's like popping out that's like unique to them? So let's like
Yeah.
put a highlight on that and like teach the rest of us. I mean, even
Right.
just
Exactly.
reselling tips, like other
Exactly. Because, we share tips back and forth all the time.
exactly
So, to get something outside of that is really like, oh, wait, they do what? Oh, let me get a piece of that.
right,
I want to have Deanna on kind of when things calm down for her so she can talk about her t-shirts and the other things she has coming up
right.
because I know she has a couple of other projects coming up and I'm excited for those.
Yeah, for sure. And
So,
I think too, there's so much value in the knowledge as a community, but also in the different ages of people that we have in this community.
right.
I don't know, in the support, like, but having like a mom who their kids are grown, that's been so supportive to me. Like for the people that like are like, I used to do this, like they actually have the experience. And then the camaraderie with the people that are living in the same type of like lifestyle that I am, where it's like chaos with toddlers. Like there's just so much value and so much, like, I just want to learn. So I love it.
Right. I think it's all life in general. It's a learning experience. I think it's all just a learning experience, and I think that we take little bits and from each and every person that we come across.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean,
And I love that.
like everybody has
So,
creative.
so I wanted to ask you about a couple of other things I know that you had been working on. One in particular was the kind of, I don't know if I call it a challenge or an experiment that you did with your closet.
The
I mean,
Because
can we talk about it?
rework my new IGTV series that I'm starting.
Well, let me just mum's the word.
No, I posted it. So it's going to be a series. I'm going to do different episodes. I'm going to test out different theories or myths or tips that people suggest, because I feel like again, we have so many tips. So, and obviously like what might work for me might not work for somebody else. So I being a psychology major, I love data, statistics. So I'm taking the data off, testing out these theories and seeing if it actually works for me, and then reporting back to people. And maybe they'll find it beneficial, maybe not. I'm really making sure I highlight, I mean, as a psych major, the extraneous variables or the situational variables that are in play, because obviously like that can cause variation. But yeah, no, so I started it with the closet clear out last Friday. I'm going to be probably posting the results today. But
Oh,
it was
I'm excited to see how that worked out.
it was really interesting. So I'll give you a little sneak peek. So I made sales for sure, but I wouldn't say it's worth it for me.
Oh, really? So did because I haven't done that yet to where I just put my entire closet on sale because hey, Nikki, I just terrified. I just don't know what the outcome will be.
It was
And since my
fun.
closet is so small, I'm
Yeah.
thinking, here I go. I think way outside the box. What if everything sells?
So yeah, for me, it definitely had direct impact on my sales. So out of the sales that I made, the price drops were it was completely part of why I made those sales. But looking back at it, which I'll report on the data, but looking back to see like was it worth the time and the effort and how much I actually made, it was more the lower end items in my closet. So it's good. I think it's a really good method if you're trying to like move stuff and get it out.
Okay, okay. Well, for that, I guess, yeah, I guess so. I think I might try it later on down. I'm gonna just kind of see what you come up with.
Yeah, it was interesting too, because I think a lot of people, what I found too was a lot of people that had already liked items that got the notification of the price drop. They came and then they like were starting to like reshop my closet. And like some of them may have liked a listing, 8 months ago. So now they're seeing like what else I've listed. And then I made some bundle sales because of that.
Oh, well, that was cool. Now, that's always good. I
Yeah.
love a good bundle set. I
Yeah.
love that. So now I want you to tell everyone who most people might not know, some of us do, um, about your passion project that you've been working on. Well, maybe not a project. I don't know if we call it a project, a challenge, or just something that you're saying your resellers reusing boxes.
Okay. So yeah, I kind of call it a challenge, but I feel like it's more of like a collaboration between people. And
Okay, okay, let's call it a collab.
yeah, so resellers were using boxes. I had like, just one of these crazy ideas, you know me. They're like always popping in my head and like I can't keep up with them. But so I wanted to see how I think it's really important. I always try and reuse anything that I can, whether it's I will even reuse people's poly mailers if I can salvage them. So reusing boxes was really important to me. But I found when I told people about this, a lot of people got bad feedback on Poshmark in their reviews saying that, well, you sent me this in like this like really this old box, or like it wasn't as pretty. So
Right.
I sucked because I'm like that's never happened to me and I do it all the time. But so one thing I do always would write on the boxes I reuse is reduce, reuse, recycle. So they knew my intentions behind why I'm doing it. But then I was like,
Yeah.
let's just like make this a thing and let's see if we can support some other sellers while educating people and see how the USPS, you get the free priority mail shipping boxes. let's see how far we can get one box to go. Like how many times can we reuse one box? So we have a chat group where we go down the list and I tell people when they're up. We actually have 3 boxes running now, but we
Right.
buy from each other and we're trying to see how far we can get one box to go before it like completely falls apart. So it's been interesting. There's some that are like rough.
So how is the original box going?
The original box is going good. I think we're getting up to, I have to check. We're getting up, the stocks are getting up. My goal was 10. I think we're like on the 8th now. So
With the original box?
the original box, we're getting up to number 8. So my goal was 10. And I mean, it's taken a lot of tape to salvage these babies. Like
Yeah.
they're
I've seen a picture of that original box.
yeah. So, and then, we designed, and then what we did was actually one of the boxes we lost partway through the first box. And then, that's what made us start the second box. And then the first one came, weeks later,
Right.
got it back into play. So like we wrote like notes on it to the post office, like, please don't lose me. uh, and just like,
Well, the post office was, acting all kind of crazy at one point, and even I was like, well, what is going on?
yeah, yeah, no, I mean, it's been wild. I mean, I feel like it's always been like that for me, like since even before COVID. Like, I don't know, it's always been like a hit or miss. I've never known packages got lost so much until I got into reselling. And then,
Oh my God.
so yeah, no, and then I mean, the thing is, like, you would think I'm surprised that like they don't take care of the packages. You would think like because we decorate them, we put like resellers using boxes on Instagram, we make them look really cute. So I would think like they'd be really gentle with them, but they're really not. Like they just don't care. But like it's really benefiting them too because they're gonna not have to give out as much free product if we can get people reusing these boxes.
Oh my goodness.
It's
Well, I just think it's such a cool idea to just see how far each box, or not even how far, but just how long one box can be reused and how long it can last and hold up.
yeah,
Because that is, I think that just seeing the pictures, I was like, oh, poor box. But it's hanging in there.
yeah.
You just gotta treat it with some love and send it on, send it on its way.
Box don't like yank it, cut it so you don't like really destroy it. So we have some tips, but I mean it's still not too late if anybody wants to join. The links in my bios to join that challenge. And it's really nice too because while we're getting to educate people about sellers and buyers about reusing these boxes, it's actually like been really nice to support each other like by shopping in
Mhm.
closets.
Right, right.
So
Oh, hi, Iris. How are you? Thanks for joining. Well, you know what? This kind of plays into that about sustainable clothes
mhm.
and fabrics and things. And I mean, since you've started your collab, and I've just really kind of been interested in this whole sustainable
That's awesome.
trend. I don't know if we call it a trend or what, but I'll call it a trend because I had never really heard of any of it.
Really?
No, I hadn't.
God.
Mm-mm.
See, this is
I
something for
hadn't.
me. It's always been a passion. I have like back in high school, I like poetry about how like the emotional like teenage angst self. Like I have like poetry about like we're killing our planet. Like
Oh,
back from high
oh,
school,
you are one of those.
I'll have to show you. I'll have to pull those out. But so like, because my husband was like, this is crazy, and he's like, he's always known it's a passion of mine, but he's like, you're really getting into it now, and I'm like, I'm on fire.
I love it. Well, I tell you, I just never, really knew a lot about it. I've, since done a lot of research, and
So
um, I'm really kind of maybe easing. I'm using what I have right now,
yeah,
but easing maybe into some different, maybe poly mailers or maybe not poly mailers. I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe just using my free, post office boxes
I mean, and
all the
what
time.
I've been finding too is some people that actually aren't even participating in the challenge, they're putting the hashtag on their boxes. And then it's actually bringing people to the contacting you. They're like, I got a box from a different seller, like not even affiliated, where people are just writing resellers reusing boxes to kind of encourage, I think, that like I didn't give you this crummy box just to like give you a crummy box. Like
Right, right.
it's there's an intention behind it with a good purpose.
Well, yes, you guys, if you want to join, be a part of that collab,
Yeah.
go to Mom Hustle and Bustle. The link is in her bio.
Yeah.
And I think she has some open spots. Hey,
Oh, yeah.
Wendy. Hey,
Unlimited
Pat.
for sure.
Thanks for joining. So I'm here, if you're just joining, I'm here with Lexi's mom, Hustle and Bustle. She's always hustling and bustling, let me tell you. And I really wanted to talk to you again about, I know that you've actually done some tie-dyeing.
Oh, okay.
Now, have we been selling this tie-dye?
So I do have them listed, and I have like so I didn't like regular tie dye. I did like the reverse bleach tie dye again as a way of like promoting sustainability because it's so easy and pretty much I don't know many people that don't have bleach in their house. You know,
Oh, yeah.
so easy and convenient. And for me, it was like a win-win because like I hate scrubbing my tub, so I'm like bleaching them in my bathtub. So
Right,
bleach
right.
there and then
Oh, that's a good idea.
spray.
Bleaching in your bathtub.
Yeah, I just bleached them right in there.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I told you I wanted to try the bleach, but I just, I need to know where I can so if anybody knows. And of course I know that you probably know, Lexi. Where I just can find, I just want a bundle of really cool t-shirts to do that.
I mean, you can thrift them. I'm sure you could find people like on Mercari or Poshmark even like selling like bundles. But so what I've been finding so items that like sometimes we source things and then like oh there's a stain or there's this on there's a little hole at the bottom. So what I've been doing is trying to upcycle those and if there's a stain, I'm gonna like I have a pile to bleach tie dye, and then I have some that if they have like the little holes at the bottom, I'm gonna bleach tie dye them, and then some I'm gonna crop and some I'm gonna fringe. Trying
Right,
to
right.
fringe right now is like a big trend for the fall.
Well, you know what? I tell you that that's a good idea, Morgan. You know what? I think I'm going to do that on next door. I'm going to ask for t-shirts.
There you go.
So I think that's a good idea because Wendy wants to try the bleach dye, and I really want to try that. And I know it just changed. I love the way it changes the effect, especially of a black t-shirt. I've seen quite a few,
I love it.
and I just love that whole
Rust color. I love it. I love and
and
the colors that actually like really like highlighted some of the colors that it was just so easy and because I was like I love tie dye but I'm like I don't have time for that like I'm a mom
right.
ain't nobody got
And
that.
ain't nobody got time for that. And Wendy was like, tie-dye the process is just so long. And that's true. It is a little, lengthy process. And I just think that bleaching might be something, and
Right, it started out with one of my sweatshirts like I said it had a little bleach stain already so I'm like bleach dye this baby and then like or if I see like little like like little marks or something I'm like I have a pile now of stuff to like upcycle.
oh my God, and Blue Sky Style more. And she said, I just tie-dyed a designer dress that had a spot on it.
My gosh, tag me, I want to see.
I
Tag
know.
me,
I mean,
guy.
did you even show me, tag me? I want to see.
I know. It's so simple and easy to do. And then, I mean, I'm so bad. Like most people cut off their elastic with the rubber bands. I was even like pulling them off and saving them for next time. My husband's like, it's rubber band.
Well, you know what? But you know what? I did that too when I tie-dyed my one shirt. I actually sat there and pulled the rubber bands off. I didn't even think about cutting. I just pulled them off.
Yeah.
I was thinking, maybe use them next time on the next shirt.
I mean, and it was so nice too, because as I was testing it out with like items that were first time, like they were worn or they already had stains, I was like, if I ruin it, like I don't really care because I wasn't going to get anything for it anyway. So,
Right, right. Well, I think that you should do more so we can see more designs.
yeah, yeah, there's so
And
much. It was a lot of fun.
And I know this wasn't exactly on our conversation list, but we were talking about sourcing.
Mm-hmm.
So where do you source it? Where do you source from? Because
I
we
don't.
all want to. We all love new places.
Yeah, so currently I haven't really been sourcing. So when I started out as a reseller, I was like, I don't know fashion. I'm not like a fashionable person. Like my husband calls me white bread. So like he's like, you're very simple. Like you're not rye, you're not some cinnamon raisin. Like you're just white bread, and I'm okay with that. So I was like, I don't know. My sister was the one who got me into it, and she's really good with brands. And she can go to a thrift store, be there 10 minutes, and walk out with like scores. And me, I'm sitting there trying to like look up comps, and I'm like, is this brand a good brand? Like I'm like, this brand rings a bell. Is that because it's like a crap brand, or if it's a really good brand? So what I started doing was I actually started a company locally where I would source from people. That's how I did it, and I focused more on quantity versus quality. So I got a lot of bundle sales, but I would source from people. They leave their clothes outside. I pick them up. Then I'd go through them and pay anywhere from 0 to $1 a piece, and then Venmo them the money.
Oh,
Up.
okay.
Word of mouth got crazy, and I had to stop it like over a year ago now, and I still have inventory from that because like my basement got flooded with so many clothes. Like it was,
Oh,
I'm still literally sort of like listing from that.
oh my God, that is crazy. I've seen your, yeah, you have a lot.
That's
I just couldn't even imagine. You know what? But you have the space and the room for that. And so that's one of the things while I'm looking for a place to move to that I'm actually taking into consideration because I do want to, get more inventory on a larger scale. But I just can't do it right now because I don't have the space.
right.
But oh my gosh, I really want to.
I mean,
But
too. I think it's really like a good way for people to, kind of source from the get go. And then now moving forward, when I do reopen it, I'm gonna have like limitations more. Before I used to like accept anything, and then if it was something like if it was really a lot of wear, like I wouldn't even pay for it, and I would just donate it to Planet Aid. But so now, like I'm gonna go into it with like a different mindset of, you know, certain brands or like I do well with men's, but I really don't want to really be in men's as much anymore. Like
right, right. Me, I don't.
I
Mm-mm.
don't mind men's; it does well. It's just a long turnover.
Ah, yeah. I just never thought that that would be anything that, I would really want to sell. So I just haven't, ventured into that side of things.
Yeah,
Um,
I like
I
graphic.
just,
I think that's like a fun one to source. I love graphic tees. Clearly, I'm always wearing them. So
well, yes, now that is something I'm definitely interested in. Nikki said she didn't like to sell men's. I hear you, girl. I just never really ventured off into that.
like because like I don't know when I feel like when you list women, it's like it goes on fire. You start getting the likes, and people are like, "Ooh, fresh stuff." Then when you post men's, and it just sits. But I will say, when it sells, they don't lowball you, and they pretty much just buy it. Like if they want
They
it,
don't haggle.
buy it.
Yeah, they don't haggle back and forth. They just say, "Oh, see it, want it, buy it, own it."
Definitely worth it, and I think it can draw attention to your closet too. So if somebody, because I think especially in Poshmark, it's female dominated. So by posting men's there, like you get a lot of women that are shopping for their guys.
Right. Well, that's true too. And the holidays are slowly approaching.
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe I'll throw a couple of, something, sweaters or something on there. Something easy.
Yeah.
Something
Graphic
easy.
tees do really well. Pants.
Right. Well, I really want to get into some graphic tees. I actually am taking a look at a couple, places where I do my plus size shopping
Mhm.
and just see, what I can find and put some on there because, got to look out for my plus size girls.
Plus size graphic tees, you guys. If you guys see them, like I don't even care what it says. Like scoop those up. Graphic tees and plus size just go. I mean,
Yes.
the curvy girls love them.
Yes, yes, the funny thing is, I mean, this sounds so crazy, but I never really wore them when I was heavier and stuff. And now I just seem like that's what I gotta have them. I just want them. I want them. I want them.
I love.
And I just don't know what the deal is, but now I just want to wear them.
Yeah, yeah. Men's. What did you? Posh My Purpose men's jeans.
Oh, let's
Oh
say,
yeah, sneakers.
yeah.
Yeah, you got those sneaker heads on there too. Like men love their sneakers. So
Oh yeah, this is true. And I don't blame them. I love a good pair of sneakers, and so does Nikki. She loves her sneakers.
men,
She loves her sneakers.
yeah, if you see good men's sneakers in shape, Vans, Converse, if you can get source them cheap enough, Nike, like those go. Jordans,
Yes.
those go.
That's true. That's true. Um, Jen, I know. um,
Yeah, Jen,
one
you
of my
better
friends,
tag me on your tie dye.
that's what she says. She does a lot of vans, and they sell, sell, sell.
Vans are
You know,
hot
I
commodity.
just, I mean, I really am. I think that's my next thing is that I really is getting a little cooler now. Well, it's on the way to getting cooler here, but not quite. But sneakers, I think I'm just gonna get me some, go into sneakers, and of course, I love good jackets, hoodies,
Yeah.
things like that. I'm really about right now. I mean, I don't know about you. Your closet's a little bit well, a lot larger than mine. But I mean, I'm kind of into comfort wear right now,
Mm-hmm.
So, like lounging, sleep,
Yeah.
sleep tops like this one, but I have a couple in my closet. And
Oh, I feel like that starts going more the loungewear because people like are thinking like, oh, I'm gonna be cozy in fall and winter. They want to get their jammies on.
right, right. So I'm kind of, I'm kind of moving in that direction. I
Hmm.
mean, do you have a particular style for your closet?
No, it's chaos. People are like always asking, they're like, what's your aesthetic? And like everybody has one. I'm like, nope, mine's just chaos. It's literally like a description of my life. If you look at my closet, you know what my life is. It's just everything. And I got some, it's a one-stop shop. Like I say, it's a one-stop shop for everybody. Your grandma, your kids. I don't care who you are. You can buy something in my closet.
And when I first started, I really didn't know what I wanted to sell. I did know, the only thing I did know was that I wanted to sell plus size clothes. That's all, because I stay in my lane with what I know.
I never had any
And
access to sell plus. And then it was through my sourcing company. I had a lot of plus women giving me their clothes. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is a minefield. Like this is the plus. I love plus. Like when if I do go thrifting, I always go to shoes, to plus sizes, jeans. I love jeans just because they're easy to source. I don't like listing them, but I do like sourcing them. Um,
mhm.
and like I mean, activewear and dresses. I guess I don't know. I do it all, but I always go for the plus sizes. Like if I'm in a section if I don't have a lot of time, I'm like go to the plus.
Right, right. Well, I just thought, I never knew what I really wanted to sell, but now, I'm kind of creeping into casual. I like dressy casual
Hmm.
and more of the more relaxed outfits. I'm actually looking into putting some leggings in, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Good with some like brands out there too that I think a lot of people don't. I don't know. I've done really well with like I know it's like a brand like everybody knows about it, but I'm really good with flipping like Fabletics. That's a really
Oh yeah, I love fabletics.
I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it enough. Like every time I've sold
Yeah.
it, it goes.
Oh my gosh, yes. And that's actually one of my things that I'm looking into is them, because I really love them. Nikki said, do you think we should have a niche with our closets?
Me, clearly I don't. So I do think I see the value in it, but just for me, I've had lots of, I get a lot of bundle sales because I have the variety. So I mean, I love when I go and see like a really pretty closet that has like a certain aesthetic to it. I think, but my closet, if you go there, it's not that. So like, I think some people put my closet and be overwhelmed, but I mean, like again, I do well, so it works for me. But different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, yeah. I just, I don't even know. When I look at my own closet, I'm like, I don't know. Is it what I want? I know Jen says I really like free stuff.
Free
Well,
stuff, man. It is people. That's another
you offer free stuff,
maternity
and
too. Posh is my purpose. Maternity is good too. Um, I do really well with maternity, but free stuff, yeah, no. I post a lot of things. I will post things. I'm like amazed by the stuff, but how much attention and traction it gets. But I will post like free items with holes and stains, but because
right.
people love free, like they don't freaking care. They're like, it's free, it's free. So like
Well,
I'll
that's the one thing I was going to ask you about, because I know that you've said that before. And I was like, well, how does that work? I mean, people just, you say, here it is. It might have a hole in it, but it's free.
I put it up. I don't go crazy with the pictures, but I do make sure I show any of the wear. But I'll post things with stains or holes because again, like sustainability is important to me, and so I'll post it. Depending, like there's some that are a little too much. I've actually posted some pretty bad ones, so don't go look through my history. Um, but I'll post it and I'll say free with item, depending on how bad it is, over 10, over 12, over $15, over 20, and I'll post that. And so then somebody adds it to a bundle, and like I'll just deduct the price off of it. But I make sure the one thing I think if anyone is gonna ever try that, like again, some people don't want to put the ratchety stuff in their closet. They want it to look a certain way. But if anyone's gonna try it, make sure you show the wear because I mean I've never had a case opened against me because I'm like very honestly, I would say even in my listings that don't have wear, I make my items look sometimes like look worse than they are because like I don't know, it's like protecting measure. So
Right, right. I get you.
and I also have like some like umbrella term disclaimers that I think protect me too. So like I always have in my listings, color may vary, or I put something like color may look different than appears in image because I'm thinking not only people's vision, but like even on different devices, different brightness levels and things like that are gonna
Hmm.
fluctuate my lighting when I take the pictures. So I think when I have that, like I've never had a complaint of someone saying, "Oh, this wasn't that color," because I have that in there. Like it could be a little bit different.
Right. And I think, that's a good idea because, we sometimes, our lighting is off or it affects the shade of it. So I try to take as many pictures to get the shade of the item.
Right.
And then but sometimes when you're taking a close-up picture, maybe trying to show the material, it makes it look kind of off or whatever. But which I hate, but that's just how it goes.
Well, that's
So
me too. Like on my phone, I could have the color identical, but on someone else's phone, it might look a little bit different, depending on what their brightness is or depending on what kind of device they have, certain computers. So like it's just a protective measure. I have a few of those little protective things that I do to like back myself up.
yeah, and I think that's a great idea. I should start doing that with mine, but I think I take so many pictures that they get the point. Oh, this is the actual color, but
It's part.
okay, this is
Do you use like a draft, like when you start your listings ever?
uh-uh.
So
I never.
in my saved in my notes, I have like a little draft where it's like how I set up my listings, and then I'll copy and paste in, and that's in my draft. So it's like I just paste it right in.
Oh, okay. No, I never have used it. Here I go. Never used that feature.
Well, I mean, I copy and paste it, and then like I'll change it. Like if I'm listing women, I'll change like the title like women, and then then I know whenever I'm posting women, I'm like women. Like it's all I don't have to retype that word again.
Oh, that's a good idea. Describe like you can't see the picture and show the picture like you can't describe.
Exactly, exactly.
That's good. I mean, because even if I had I was so worried about these shoes, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I should post them because it has some little, something on it. I don't. I got them in a porch pickup, but I was just like, oh, I don't know. I cleaned them up really well, but it was just these couple of stains, like one on each side. And so I took pictures of that, circled the picture, all this because I want you to know what you're buying.
Right. I mean, I list it in the description. I'll say exactly what it is because I mean, again, I want them to know what they're buying, and like, I mean, I'd be pissed if I got something that like it didn't say, like, what the
Right.
and I mean, and it protects you from Poshmark too. I've only had two cases ever open on me, and both of them were in my favor because like my listings protect me for I think for the certain things that people do. I'll describe the wear briefly, and then I say see photos for examples.
Right, right. Well, I hadn't, well, it wasn't open. I opened a case for that very reason is that I bought a handbag and the zipper opened it up and the zipper did that.
Uh,
You know, it just split.
mm-hmm.
And, she was like, well, I showed the picture with the zipper closed. Yes, but
Yeah.
how do I know that's the same? But it was just a protection. Now, my protection came in when I said it was not listed in your description
Right.
that there was something wrong with that. So that's an example of how people, sometimes don't share everything about their list,
Right.
as opposed to us who might, we're open and honest about that.
Right, right. I think there's so many things that, sellers can do to protect themselves too. Like even I'm not somebody I don't post measurements, but for the people who do, like I see being so specific about it and I'm like just put in the word approximately or approx or something because it's like so my sister had a case one time and so she measured it out, blah blah blah, and then the person complained and they held up pictures with the tape measure, but like the lady had to like kind of stretch the fabric more, but she made it look I mean, you can stretch fabric. So like I'm like, if I was going to post measurements, I would put a range. I'd be like 12 to 12 and a half inches approximately.
Right. Well, you know what? That's what I despise measuring.
I,
Despise it. So, I don't tend to always measure right when I'm, getting ready to list it or anything. But if someone asks me, yes, I will go in, but I still give them that wide range. I mean, it might be between 36 and 37 inches.
I mean,
You know,
some people are
I mean,
exact.
I just don't want to be as specific because that 1 inch could make a difference.
Right. I think people kind of, sometimes I think measurements can kick some sellers in the butt. I think it's,
Oh, there's my friends.
it can be funny if Morgan's still on here.
Oh, Morgan, are you on here? Say hi to your
Oh,
bestie.
there's the hearts. There's the hearts.
Oh, okay. But I just think that it's a good idea to protect yourself when you're listing your items. I mean, divulge all the information that you can.
Right.
You know, like I say, I'm not keen on measuring, but if someone asks me, yes, I will.
I don't.
I get.
A lot of feelings on- that's a dicey topic with sellers. So
Well, I tell you, the thing that bugs me about that actually is when someone asks me and they ask you all these details, about it, and then they just don't buy it anyway.
like I sale for measurements. Like, and I have, like at one point I had over 1,800 active listings. So, I mean, I used to do measurements and then I just found it wasn't worth my time or effort. So I just like stopped. And I mean, like again, different strokes for different folks. It doesn't work for everyone.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, uh, you measure bikinis too, Trish?
bikinis.
Oh, Trish measures everything. She said even
My
bikinis.
mom's that way. Like I know my mom. My mom would be like, I would never shop your closet because I need measurements. Like I would never buy it. And I'm sure I do lose some people because but I mean, I have found what's interesting is a lot of people that ask for measurements will end up just buying it anyway. Sometimes they ask and they don't even give me a chance, even if I was gonna answer. Like then they just go and buy it, and I'm like, sweet.
Yeah. I mean, I've had that happen, but just as many as that have asked me to measure have actually bought. But it's like you just never know. You just really don't. Well, I tell you that the one thing that I haven't had an opportunity to do because, as you know, I haven't even been selling a year yet. But this event coming up in October,
Gosh,
which is Posh Fest.
first.
Yes, Posh Fest. I had to say it the bougie way.
This was like a year I was like, I'm gonna go in person. Like I'm gonna do it because it's always been so far. And I was like, I'm not paying for the flight and the hotel and but this year I had heard rumors it was gonna be on like the East Coast. So I was like, I'm going, I don't care, I'm driving. And then we go virtual. So
Well, you know what? I was actually looking forward to it myself. I was like, oh, well, this will be good. I'll go, and check out the scene and be out. I was kind of excited about the fact of going until the COVID,
the
the COVID. And, now I'm still excited because, even I'll get to watch it from the comfort of my couch. And I'm just really excited. I mean, you've just never been?
I've never been, so I wanted to go, but I was just again like I was just like I'm not paying for it, and like what I've heard is like there's not always the most valuable information. I feel like it's more of like a networking or getting. Honestly, for me, why I want to go is that I've connected with so many people on Instagram and Poshmark and Facebook related to Poshmark sellers that I was like, this is gonna be my opportunity to meet so many of my.
Yes, and that's how I feel too. That's how I felt. I was like, meeting people and getting to meet people in person that you chat with all the time and liking your stuff, you like their stuff, y'all, have become, posher friends. So I think that I thought that would be an excellent opportunity, and of course for networking because you never get enough networking.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I would just love it. I feel like I'm always trying to
Oh, that's a good idea, Trish.
some of my friends of like reseller friends. I'm like, let's plan a trip up to like the Northeast or let's all go. And everyone's like, okay, yeah, crazy lady.
Well, Trish said a few of her friends are getting a hotel room to hang out.
Oh, well, I was planning on like maybe making like a side chat or something, like a Zoom call or
Well,
no.
oh my God, I thought the same thing. I thought maybe we'll host a Zoom and we could just, have side chats on Zoom or whatever.
I mean, really, I'll get my laptop going, I'll have my phone going on one. Like I'm down. I'm down. Like I mean, it's
Yeah.
fun because I think
Well, let's talk about that and see if we can make that happen. That would be fun.
we can make it happen. Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. I think that would be so much fun. You went to the one in Posh Party Live, Boston. Oh, was it fun?
I didn't go
Well,
because I just hate Boston. Well, no, I don't hate. I hate the traffic. I hate traffic.
oh, the traffic.
And
Oh,
at the time when the Posh Party Live happened in Boston, I think I had work that day, and I was like, I'm not. I would get stuck in like the worst rush hour, so I was like, nope, that's not happening. But
oh yes. I don't like traffic.
Rhode
Yeah,
Island,
traffic and I are not friends.
yeah, they need to show like Rhode Island some love. I think like I'm in Mass, but really close to Rhode Island. Providence needs some love. The smallest state needs some care.
Well, I tell you, I'm excited about Posh. I did purchase my ticket,
Yeah, me too.
and
Actually not.
and
I mean,
I don't know, for $25.
probably nothing but great. But I mean, it was like $25. Like I wasted on dumb stuff.
I did say I was going to start a petition because I was sorely disappointed that all the plus size T-shirts went away, and I need a plus size T-shirt. So anyone out there in IG land,
Tear up. I mean,
yes, hit me up. I know, right? Nor swag. I was so bummed out that I did not, and now I have a large T-shirt, and I was like, well, maybe I'll just give it away.
I'm like trying to. No, you could. I mean, maybe you should do a giveaway.
Well, you never know.
Coffee and a tea.
Well, I have one I'm planning right now for my email subscribers. So I'm planning a little giveaway for that.
Be nice. I love a good giveaway.
You know. Yes, tickets are sold out. I saw that, and I was like, "Ooh!" But they are sure pushing that free. Watch it for free. Watch it for free. But I'm thinking. I thought to myself, why would I want to watch it for free and miss out on all the good stuff?
I mean, I just like I spend $25 sometimes on like really just not smart things. So like $25, like I was just like,
Right, right. Exactly. I mean, that's how I felt. I was like, well, I could spend that, between my granddaughter and I eating out.
yeah. Shout out to my
You know,
people.
I'm gonna tell you, well, Lexi, I am so glad that you joined me for brunch.
Last
And I know, and you did fine today. Look, don't be texting me talking about you. Then you weren't in it. You were in it, girl.
last
You
night,
were in it.
I don't know.
Um,
My phone display was like not. I don't know. I needed some
Make my own.
aid.
Listen, I am not stylish like that. You know what? One of my besties, she is like so creative. All of you might be creative. Me,
You're
I am not creative when it comes to making um, t-shirts. Teespring. Oh, she said Teespring. I have no idea what that is, but but I'll look it up and find out. But I appreciate everyone for joining in, all the comments, all the love. Thank you so much for showing up for Brunch with Diva and welcoming my special guest, Lexi, Mom Hustle and Bustle. You can find her, of course, on IG. Go to her bio and sign up for Resellers Reusing Boxes. And you guys have an awesome sauce day. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
bye.
Bye, friend.